Hi everyone, hope everyone's doing fine. Uh, Enjoying these pleasant winter mornings, and at least enjoy it till it lasts because winter is generally very short lived and we don't get to experience such pleasant weather throughout the year. So maybe this is the time to sort of enjoy these nice cold mornings. Today I want to talk about exams and the pressure that's associated with it. So, not only school exams, where you see parents standing just outside the barricade, eagerly waiting for children to come out, to see that smile on their faces that they've done the exam well and they're going to get the results they expect. So, that's one kind of pressure and that's one kind of anxiety that builds within the children. There are also other competitive exams, and I've been watching a lot of series on Amazon like aspirants, half CA, and things like that. And recently, this movie called 12th Fail also released. It shows us how students relentlessly keep trying to, you know, finish those attempts and clear the exam and gain that position. But in the process of trying hard, of constantly and repeatedly putting yourself through that exam pressure, studying over and over again, there's a lot of anxiety also that's building in. Without pressure, if there's learning, I don't think there'll be a reason for anxiety. But exam puts so much of pressure on us. The minute we're handed that question paper and then that answer sheet where we're supposed to mark those answers, mark the correct one, choose the closest answer, and when we've been subjected to all of that, that's when that's where learning stops and anxiety starts. I'm not saying exams shouldn't be time bound or exams should be designed in a very different way that children don't get stressed. The concept of competitive exams itself carries a lot of stress along with it, and children from small villages, from even from urban cities, they all come to this center. They are allotted roll numbers. You sit in your place, you're tapping your pen on the desk, you're constantly agitated. The minute you get the question paper, you get so nervous, your hands start sweating, the pen falls down, you start frantically going over the pages of the question paper, then you start answering, and all this while you're hoping that whatever you've studied is what they ask. It's just so much of anxiety. Now, I am myself a bit confused in this area whether a degree or whether a paper can define your future. Can it really? Can just a single paper or the marks, a set of numericals, can it just define who you are in life? Does it define who you are in life? What you're going to make out of your life? How your life is going to be 10 years forward, 12 years forward? I know you carry the degree along with your name, and the degree has value if it's from a reputed institution. But the amount of pressure that you subject yourself to, the amount of torture that you go through after giving the exam, before taking the exam, and there is peer pressure, there is competition. You see others competing with you, you see others doing well, you immediately want to become like them. So you prepare yourself so much, you prepare so hard that you should never fail. You never account for failure, you just want to get through, and you see that as the only option, the do or die option. Is that really required? I understand that exams are important, it should be a part of the education curriculum. That's how the education system is defined. There's a syllabus, there are certain rules, there are certain procedures that need to be followed. I understand what comes along with it. But does that just define you as a person alone? Where is the pleasure of learning? Where is the pleasure of accumulating knowledge? So, what if you don't clear the exam? Haven't you learned? Haven't you gained knowledge? Shouldn't that give you more pleasure? Because I know this is a very sort of an idealistic approach, and some people may not think of this as being practical. It's very unrealistic. And what I'm asking of the education system is to make things a little more easier on students, instead of putting so much of negativity into their minds and saying, this is the last attempt, this is the fifth attempt, this is the sixth attempt, you're supposed to clear it by now. Or insulting them by saying, never ask them which attempt it is, passing such remarks at workplaces, or even, embarrassing them. Or is this right? I mean, is this even right? Is this the right thing to do? Is this the right thing to ask? I'm not saying take the pressure off the students completely. Let them not study at all. Let them not learn anything at all. Just take the subject away. Just cut the subject. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying there should be pleasure that accompanies learning. Anxiety, panic attacks, sweating, fingers going numb, that's not learning. That's just subjecting yourself to torture over and over again so that you can achieve what according to you is the ultimate goal in life. No, it's not. So why is there so much stress associated with the answer sheet, with a question paper, with a degree? Why? Is that the only aim in life, to get somewhere? And even once you finish your 10th exam, people said life will get easier. Once I finished my 12th exam, people said life will get easier. It's going to be easy from here. And then I gave some competitive exams, and then you miss the aggregate by few marks, the cutoff by few marks, by few points, and then you're disheartened, you're broken, you're discouraged. And then to sort of get back that drive, that motivation to again sit and study, to plan everything again, is it really worth it, is my question. And then if not that, you shift gears, you look at other career choices. Then there are other competitive exams, and then those are followed by rounds, first round, second round, interviews. You prepare for all that, but with all that there is anxiety, and then sometimes you're not able to clear it, so you give another attempt, and it goes on and on and on. The cycle just doesn't stop. So when does life get easier? When does life stop being difficult? When do students actually enjoy learning? When does that happen? When does that process happen? I know when you prepare for the exams, you sit with textbooks, you learn, but then you're timing yourself, you're competing yourself with another person, you're pitting yourself against another person, you're constantly doing that. Where are you enjoying? Where are you understanding what's happening around you? Where are you making sense of everything that's happening around you? You're just constantly agitated. All I can see in exams is stress. I cannot see learning. I cannot see pleasure, happiness. No, that's taken away from the child at the 10th standard board exams itself. Is it a fault in us, or is there a fault in the education system? The way it is, the way exams are designed, the way exams are. Because some people say it prepares you to get stronger in life, to get tougher in life. It's a make or break thing. But should it really be a make or break thing? Can't we look at alternate ways? It's a question I'm asking. I myself don't have the answer, but I feel like it's a problem that needs to be addressed, because the amount of mental stress that children go through, some of it is parental pressure, some of it is peer pressure, and then there are cases of suicide because they're not able to get through, because they're not able to pass. And then there are cases of mental depression, anxiety, and then you go to psychiatrists. It's just a process that never ends. Life never gets easy. I know it's not supposed to be a joyride, but at the same time, it's not supposed to be a hell ride also. So, where do we bring in that balance between learning and also taking these exams without the pressure, without feeling the pressure of it, without crying when you get less marks, without your parents feeling bad that your child hasn't performed well? That needs to be eliminated. How do we eliminate that and move forward? How do we look forward? What should be our next approach? How do we approach this whole problem? I want to understand that. If someone has any answers, please tell me, because today I seem very confused about this. I seem I'm in a position where I'm not even able to answer my own questions. So I'm really asking people, how do you change the system? How do you challenge the system? Whose fault is it? Why does it have to be so serious? Why does it have to be so serious to the extent that you want to give up on life? There are so many other beautiful things in life yet to be explored. There is much more to life. This is just an exam. It's just a degree attached to your name. It's just something that tells you that you're qualified to do a certain job. That's it. And if you're not qualified to do a certain job, you can always find another job. There are other easier options. So why take this challenge up and then put yourself through so much pressure? I'm not able to understand why that's happening constantly in our society and why it has not been addressed this far. When you're actually able to see your children suffer, when you're able to see your kids suffer, they shut themselves up in a room and they study all day long. Studying is good, learning is good, I'm not questioning that. Learning must keep happening every day. But this pressure that is associated with the learning, that you don't sleep for nights, sometimes you skip your meals, sometimes you're just lost in another world. You're not even physically present when you're with your relatives or when you're with your parents or when you're in a social gathering. You're not there because you're constantly thinking about your exams. How far away is it? Have I prepared enough? Am I lacking somewhere? Questions of self-doubt. All of this, is it really necessary? Or is it time to really rethink the whole system? To rethink the whole process of taking exams? To really understand whether it is worth the effort, worth the anxiety, worth the struggle, is something we need to ask ourselves. And I think it's time we do that, because it seems to be getting a little out of control. You can aspire to be something and you can relentlessly pursue it, but not at the cost of your mental health or your physical health. No, I don't think that's worth it. It's not a good bargain. Because you might get that degree, you will get that job, you will have a great resume. But you can build your resume, or you can create an exceptional resume without the anxiety and stress as well. Keeping cut-off marks, or saying that you're not performing well, or teachers coming to class and demotivating students, or coaching classes putting enormous pressure on students, and keeping those mock tests, and then telling students that if you don't clear the mock test, you won't make it to the exam, you won't clear the exam. Why so much of negativity associated with exams? Why so much of agitation? Why so much of stress? That's the question I'm asking the society. Because I feel we've come this far. I've also taken exams. I've also cleared some exams. I've not cleared some exams. I didn't fare well in so many exams. But have I lost out on life? Not really. It's a long journey. There's a long way to go. There is so much more to explore. And I'm still hopeful. There is hope for everyone in the world. Everyone is blessed with some gift, is talented. They have potential. And this one paper, this sheet of paper doesn't define your potential. It doesn't recognize that potential entirely. Because even without that paper, if you go and talk to people, if you have a conversation with people, they will get to know that you're good at what you do, that you have the potential, you have knowledge, you've learned something. So why should this paper define your life, is my question to you. Hope it makes sense. Hope it gives you some clarity. Hope it gives me some clarity. So I'm actually putting this as a question. I'm putting this across as a question. It's open for debate. It's open for interaction. So if you think you can add any comments, if you can give some suggestions, or if you can think of ways of a transformation in the society, then please feel free to comment and let me also know if something can be done, because I really feel like students are undergoing a lot of pressure and competition these days, and it's absolutely unnecessary. And parents are also on the same boat as the students are. They also feel the pressure. They also feel like they need to prove to the society that they're better, which need not be the case. So really, if you can help me out with this, it'll be great. It's not even a message that I convey a message through every video. This is just an open-ended question. Because even I'm trying to think of suggestions, even I'm trying to think of ways to sort of, mitigate the challenges, but I'm not able to think of a solution. to still have a learning system in place without the anxiety of exams. So that's why I need your help. Thank you.